I'm actually running another one of these solo games. I'm running you guys can see it, Iron Crawlers, which is a little short adventure by Tim Shorts. And he produces these on his Patreon. Lots of little short adventures, really fun. So I think they're great for a single character. And that's what we're going to do today. So as we start off, Grotto Bagouts, the halfling, as you've kind of fallen on hard times. You got waylaid on the way to town, and we're in the bar trying to figure out, how you're even going to pay your bar bill when this gentleman who kind of was trying to disguise his fine clothes under kind of a beat-up cloak started talking to you. You guys had a little bit of drink, and you found that he was actually Sir Carl the Swindler. That's not an obvious name. And turns out he's a drinker, and the more he drank, the more he told you that this gang of ruffians, the Iron Crawlers, won from him in a card game his signet ring, which of course is quite valuable in and of itself, being a ring, but also because of the seal of the town. So you've agreed on a fee, some gold, to return this. He's told you where their hideout is. They're kind of low-class ruffians, as I said. They're living in the cellar of a burnt-out mansion. You are in the town proper, and the law enforcement there is pretty hardcore. So just walking in and killing people is probably not the best approach. And if you do that and get caught, he's never seen you before. So as you stand kind of in the overgrown grass of the do you hear that popping sound?
Nope.
Oh, weird. Okay. The overgrown grass of the this burnt out place, you can see this kind of cellar door, kind of flat to the ground, wooden cellar door that he had said was the entrance to their place. So you can tell us about your character and how you want to approach this mission, as it would be. Go ahead.
Okay. He looks around, and basically you see Grotto Bagouts. He's a halfling. He's wearing a green shirt, a green tunic, and some brownish pants. You see him wearing a girdle. There's a scabbard with a short sword sticking out, and across his chest you see a short bow. Behind his back you see a quiver full of arrows, and he wonders if it's such a great idea bringing all these weapons on a simple retraction quest. But anyway, he keeps them on, and he looks around for any alternative entrance to that place aside from the front door. So he's basically going around the place looking for any little broken window or anything like that where it'll be more subtle.
Sure. Go ahead and make a luck check. So roll a d20, trying to square luck or less.
I got 12.
Okay, so it's over your luck. Yeah, you don't really. I mean, they're in the basement as far as you can tell. So you circle around and you do actually find some burnt out windows and stuff, and you kind of crawl and peek around stuff. But you don't see any access from inside what was a building inside the ruins to the cellar, except for the one door that you had noticed before.
He puts his ear against the door and listens to see if there's any, if he could find out if there are people behind the door.
Okay. Roll another luck check.
10, so he makes it.
Yeah, you actually hear the sound of what sounds like kind of scratching, like somebody's scratching, something, possibly writing or drawing on the ground. Like you can hear it on the ground, and also you then hear some kind of, as you're listening, you hear some like light footsteps, kind of walking around, like somebody's pacing. You're there listening for a few minutes, so it sounds like there's somebody on the other side. Perhaps they're bored.
He scratches his head and steps back for a minute, and failing that, he actually goes around about 60 feet away from the door and puts down his sword and his weapons, basically, and he sets it down on the ground. And he walks up to the door and he knocks.
All right, so you want to just like stash them like in the grasses so they're hidden or whatever, your weapons, and then you approach the door and you knock on it. You hear kind of a shuffle, and then a small voice says to you, "That's not right. You have to do the right knock if you want to get in."
All right, then. He tries another one. It goes.
There's a pause. Are you drinking again? That's way too many.
Hold on a second. Let me do it again.
At that, you hear the wooden post that's holding the door on the inside slide to the side, and the door opens up a bit, and you see a boy. He's maybe 9 or 10 years old. He's got kind of worn out clothes. Doesn't look super healthy. He kind of peeked at you. At first, he's kind of looking up and he looks down. You're a halfling. You're probably around his height, so he says, "Oh, I haven't seen you before. How did you know the code?"
Well, I'm pretty new. I don't think I've seen you before either. Name's Dilgus.
Nice to meet you. I'm Simon.
Hey, well met, Simon. Are you gonna let me in?
He kind of looks like kind of past you to make sure there's nobody else with you, and then he steps aside to let you in.
Yep, he goes in there.
Okay, he's busying himself putting the wood across the door. And it's got like one of those wooden barricades. You're basically in a small entranceway, like 10-foot square, and there's a set of stairs going down.
So what's been going on, Simon?
Oh, not much. They all came in drunk last night. But the leader is here today. The leader, he's not always here. He's here today in the dark hall.
Oh, great. I still haven't seen him yet. Where is he?
In the dark hall.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, where's the kitchen? I forget. I'm going to grab something to eat first.
Oh, well, the kitchen is you go down the stairs and through the door and to the left, and it's there. Can you get me something, too? Because I'm not supposed to leave my post here. I think there's some apples.
Sure, I'm going to get you something. What do you need?
I think there was some apples. I'd like an apple, if you don't mind.
Hey, the dark hall's that way, right? Next to the kitchen?
He looks at you, and he says, Huh?
Oh, did you say apple?
Yeah. What?
I'm just going to grab a couple for you. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. All right, he seems a little confused, but so you go down the stairs. It goes down about 10 feet or so, and then you cross into a hallway. It keeps going straight ahead, and then it kind of bends to the left, and you see a door in front of you. This hallway is dark. You can see pretty well because you're a halfling. The boy was basically sitting in the dark. When you get to the door, you can see a little bit of kind of light coming from underneath it. Maybe there's a torch or something burning in the hallway.
Yeah, he actually gets down on the ground to see if he could catch a glimpse of what's behind the door by looking into the space between the door and the ground.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you get down low and you're kind of peeking through, and you can see that it is actually, there is some light in there. It seemed like a lot more light, maybe because you're in vision and you are standing in the dark. So it doesn't look like it's lit right where you are. There's no light directly in the hallway, directly where the store is. But off to what would be your left, you can see a kind of light coming towards you. It's because of the angle of the door, you can't really see all the ways down the corridor to see where the light's coming from, but you know it's coming from the left. Directly in front of the door that you're at, like if you're looking straight ahead, you see another door, and you do see the hallway goes, basically it goes left and right, but to the right looks darker. Only to the left you see light.
Yeah, actually, he just opens the door.
Okay. Yeah, you open up the door. Go ahead and make a luck check again.
3.
Okay. You open the door and you look to your left where the torches are, and maybe because you're kind of in the bit of the darkness or you're small, or maybe it's because they're too busy doing what they're doing, you see 2 men. They don't seem to notice you right away. They're sitting at a table and they are they got bowls and they're eating. That's what you see to the left. Directly in front of you, there is a door. And to the right, the hallway goes down into the darkness. You can see, of course, in the dark.
Yeah, so he goes towards the place, the darker hallway.
Okay, so you turn. Go ahead and make it like a stealth check to see like how long you can stay stealthy here. So I think you had a +7. Let's see, +7. So it's +6 because you're wearing leather armor. So +6 because you're -1. Yeah.
So that's 16, right? I get
yep.
1d16. Hold on.
Yeah. So you add your check to the d20 roll. Yep.
Okay.
So you got 16. Okay, that's good. That's very good.
I got an 11.
You did. You got an 11 +6 or 11 total?
11 plus 6. That's 17.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, that's really good. All right, so you're moving along. As soon as you start to move down, you can see this place is, clearly there was a fire, obviously, because the building's right down above. You can see that the place is not kept in great shape. As soon as you start to move down, about 15 feet down the corridor, you see, again, on the same wall from that you came through, so it's now your right-hand side, there's another door. Or the hallway continues a little bit further down and then bends to the left.
He puts his ear against that door and listens to see whether if there's anybody behind it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just roll a d20 plus your luck modifier, we'll say.
I got natural 20 this time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well. So you actually hear 2 men. You can clearly make out with natural 20. You can make out two distinct voices talking. They're not being particularly quiet, so you overhear them. They're talking something about a heist or something. It's unclear. You don't have the backstory of it, but you can hear them talking about, no, that's not the best way to get in. No, remember when we did this? And then they're basically talking. Two men.
So they're talking about a heist, but nothing in particular. They're planning something.
Nothing you recognize. They don't mention the ring that you're looking for, nor the Sir Swindler. They're talking about something completely different, but they're definitely talking about some kind of a heist that they're trying to pull off.
Okay.
But like robbing travelers.
All right. He stays in the shadow and continues down the hallway.
Okay. So you creep down till you get to the end, basically where it turns to the left, and you're looking down into this room. You can see okay, so this is you can see the edge of a table and some chairs. You don't see any people from where you are. So it basically goes down about 40 feet and then opens up into a room. Again, there's no real light down here, but you're making that because your halfling vision. So you're looking down, basically it goes about 30, 40 feet, so it's right at the edge of your vision. And it opens up into a room, and you see a table with some chairs, but you don't hear or see anything sitting at the table from where you are.
Okay. He sneaks into the room.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do another stealth for me.
He's right up against the wall, staying in the shadows. And let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
And I rolled 12 plus 7. 6.
Okay.
So 18. 18
is very good. Okay. Yes, you're moving along. It's dark. There's not a whole lot of noise, but you're being extra careful, with your halfling bare feet or whatever. And you move up into the room, and it's basically a 20-foot square room. There's a table here. There are some stools around it. You saw a couple of them. You see a few more. So you see also sitting on the table some empty cups. Some mugs like knocked over. The room smells a little bit of ale. You see some on the far end, you couldn't really make out before. You see some like drawings with maybe chalk of human shapes that are on these boards, and they're against the wall. And there's a couple daggers stuck in them.
Oh, there's somebody who's dead.
No, just a drawing of a person, like a target, basically.
Yeah. He goes up to the table.
Yeah. There's also a door.
Is it like a bar, or there's just a table in the middle of the room?
Now it's a table in the middle of the room. As soon as you come around the corner, you notice too. It would be basically to your back. So you come around the corner, you come straight into the room. You look to your left, you see a door there as well.
Okay.
But yes, to answer your question, the table's in the center of the room.
Okay. I go up there and study the drawing a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe they use it for target practice. It's like kind of a crude shape of a person with chalk, and there's two daggers stuck in it, and a bunch of other holes.
Okay.
But there's no blood or anything on it.
Game or something. He looks around and he searches for any bottle of ale or some hard liquor.
You don't see anything in here like that. If you sniff the cups, whatever, you can tell they were drinking ale, but there's no ale currently in the cups, and there's no like storage in here. It's just basically some chairs and a table.
He looks at the cups and picks out the most elaborate looking one.
Okay.
And is it made of glass, or is it metal?
They're all made of wood. But there's certainly one that's a little bit nicer than the rest. We'll say, why not?
Yeah, he takes that and he puts it away in his pouch.
Okay.
And he searches around and to locate any type of liquor. Failing that, he's going to stay in the shadow and continue on his way.
Okay, so basically you're kind of at a dead end. There is another door that you haven't gone through. Otherwise, you can't proceed forward. Because basically you came to the end of the hallway. There was a room, and then on the wall of the room is a door. Not the door you came through, but another door. So that's the only thing you haven't explored in this room, unless you want to go back.
Okay. He's gonna stay hidden very stealthily. He's gonna manage to sneak into the door opposite him.
Okay.
Do we see any?
Yeah, as soon as you get close enough to the door, you actually see that this particular door is not closed all the way, so you can actually kind of peek in there if you'd like before you stealth in. But do a stealth to see if you get noticed when you're peeking, if you want to do that. Either way, just roll stealth.
He's going to stay very low and stealthily look into the room. And 11 plus 6.
Okay, that's very good. All right, so you peek in the room, you see two men. They are leaning over a small table. They are discussing the ring. You can clear if you hang on and wait, because one of them actually picks it up and he holds it. One of them, who seems to be dressed kind of in kind of regular like clothes, not nice clothes, but like just not armor or anything. He wants to just sell it. He keeps saying, "We should just sell it. We should just sell it. We need food for the men. They're gonna desert eventually." And the other man, who's wearing kind of old but still is armored, and he's got a sword at his side. He says, "No, we need to use this for a bigger scheme. With this ring, we could pull the best job we've ever had." And they go on like that.
So, are they referring to the ring?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Do I see the ring over there?
Yeah, the guy with the regular clothes on, not the armor, is holding it in his hand currently.
Okay. How heavily are they armed?
The one guy has a sword on his side, like a short sword, and a dagger, and the other guy has just like a dagger in his belt. Like he just doesn't look like a warrior type. But the one guy is armed.
Okay. So they're talking about either selling the ring or using the ring.
That's correct. The one guy with the regular clothes and no armor is saying they should just sell it for the cash they can get for it before they get like in more trouble. The other guy is basically saying, no, we can use it to pull off like a scam by falsifying some documents and stuff since they have the ring.
Cool. Yeah, he actually stays in the shadow to observe the situation. He looks around for a more secure area. What sort of like nooks and cranny could I find?
In the room that you're in, because it's dark, you could probably get behind the table if you would, and any human-sized person walking in wouldn't see you initially. You'd be in a pretty good spot there. They'd have to get low, if you were like under the table, basically. Otherwise, there's no real like the walls are pretty plain. I mean, you could probably get behind the wooden practice things. They're leaning against the wall, but that would be harder to do.
Okay. As far as the exit from that room, are there any aside from the one that I opened up?
Okay, so when you're looking in the room, in that room, there's because we're talking about that room, right? In that room, there's just a small table in the middle with a few stools, and then on the you basically came in through the east side. On the north side, there's also a door. So there's two doors in that room. There's two doors, so that people might not necessarily come out the way that you are.
What time of day is it right now?
It's nighttime.
Okay.
It's like it's dark out, so it's like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Okay. On the hallway that I walked through, which was pretty dark, were there any scones or sconces?
Yeah. You roll a luck check.
Luck or what do I?
Yeah. So try to roll under your luck.
Oh man, I rolled over 18.
Okay, no. I mean, there was some, but there's no torches in them or anything. Nothing that's a light source.
The people that are in the room, they're all human, from what I can tell.
Yeah, everybody that you've seen so far has been human. There's been two voices that you haven't heard. In the other room, you don't know if they're human or not, but everybody so far has been human.
Okay. In the hallway, he's gonna stay hidden then. In that dark hallway, he's gonna stay put and look for any other corners or something like that and just stay hidden for a little while.
Okay, so you want to move away from this door and basically go back down the hallway a bit?
Yeah, basically what I want to do is I want to make sure that the people are still there and stay hidden, a little further away from where these guys are, so I won't get spotted immediately. But he's gonna, just stay just far enough to hear, or understand that they're still in the room. And if they're about to leave the room, he's going to try and, determine which way the one with the ring is leaving, and he'll try to follow him, follow behind him after he leaves.
Okay, so basically because the way the thing is set up, what you'd have to do in order to do kind of what you're saying, you'd have to stay in that room with the table, right? You could get like a bit off to the side, so the door's open and there's light in there, and you can kind of hear them, but it'll be muffled if you get further away from the door. At least you'll know if the light goes out, or you'll know if they open the door, and you won't be right in their path. If you go down the hallway, you're not going to know for sure if they leave through that other door. Follow me? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well,
like, where do you want to position yourself?
Then he's going to go ahead and enter and stay hidden behind the one of the tables or chairs that you mentioned.
Okay, not you don't have to enter the room there, but if you stay in the room with the I'm just gonna show you the map. Maybe I could. So basically, let me start over. So you came down a corridor, right, and you came into a room that has a table with mugs and stuff on it, right, and the dagger stuck in the wall. In that room, there's a door to the east, right. That's the room that the guys are in. In that room, you can see because the door is open. Okay, and in that room, there's a door to the north. So if you stay where you are and they leave that room through the way that you're coming, the way that you're hidden, you're pretty well hidden under the table. So you're pretty good. If they douse their lantern or whatever, because they have a lantern in there, you'll see that as well. If they happen to leave the lantern lit and then go to the north door, there'll be a chance you'll see them. But that's probably your best bet. if you were to go back down the hallway, you're not going to see them for sure. Okay.
Okay.
I think that makes sense. All right. So
where is that lantern right now?
it's on the table. They basically there's like a small table in there that they're sitting around. It's like maybe like a 3 foot by 3 foot, like kitchen table type thing. And they're sitting at it. There was a few stools on it, but they're only using 2 of them clearly. On the table is the lantern, and the ring was initially on the table, but the guy picked it up when you saw him.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stay hidden under the table for a little while.
Okay. So let's do one more luck check to see what actually happens here.
Okay, 1d20.
Yep, under your luck.
14, so that's over my luck.
Okay. All right, so you do hear them leave. Basically, what ends up happening is you hear them, you hear them talking. It's real hard to make out, but then at one point, the door that you were kind of seeing through the crack of, you can see the light pouring through. You hear another door open, so the door to the north, and the light goes out of the room. So basically, they walk through the door with the lantern, leaving that room empty.
Through the northern exit, right?
That's right. Which you don't know where that goes.
Okay. So seeing that the lantern has went out towards the north, he's gonna go into the room where those guys were, and turn north and try and follow them.
Okay. Yeah, you go north. There's a door right there. You basically you grab the door handle. This door is locked.
Okay. He's gonna try and pick it.
Okay. So since you're not a thief and you don't have a background in that, you can still do it, but you have to roll a d10 for your check. But you can add your agility, which is not +0. So you basically need to roll a d10.
Okay. Agility is actually +1. So that's a 0.
Why do you have 0 on your sheet?
I got 13 for agility, modifier 1.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. The sheet you sent me has a 12.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's fine. So it's +1.
I got 6 + 1. That's 7.
Okay. No. So in order to, it's not a great lock, but you would need a 12 to pop it. So you could expend luck. What do you need? 5 points. You'd have to expend 3 points of luck to do that if you want to correct lock. Otherwise, it's beyond your capability.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much choice, so I'm going to spend luck. So my luck goes down to 9. Luck is
no, you have to spend 3 points to get there. Oh, why don't you must have a different sheet than the one you sent me. I have your luck as 10.
That's weird. I got 13, 13, 9, 14,
12. Okay.
12.
Well, that's fine. It goes down 3 points. Whatever it is, it's fine with me.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm just looking at the sheet you sent.
All right.
Okay, so I'll just take that away since that sheet's not accurate. Just make sure so now your luck is 10. That's not
bad. If I subtract 3, then that'll be 9. The luck is 9.
9 rather. Sorry. Yep. Okay. Just so I keep track. All right, so that's fine. You're able to, maybe using something that you had with you or a dagger or whatever, or somehow you jimmy the lock and you pop it open. When you do, you actually see, because you have infrared, so you can see the dark. You see hunched in the north corner. So this is like a 20-foot square room. There's a door to the west. So basically, like it's all the ways up to the north wall and then to the west. It's like the opposite corner, basically where you are. You see sitting on the floor what looks to be a very large ape. It seems to be eating a large piece of meat, like a leg, and when you kind of look at it a little closely, it looks like it could be the leg of like a dog. It looks at you and growls. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
1d6, right?
Initiative is a d20 in this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
D20 plus if you have an initiative bottom.
Natural 1.
No, good. That's the way to start. All right, let me roll for the monkey. All right, so it has a 10, so it's going to go first. The room's not very big, so it can definitely get to you. The monkey charges at you and makes a swing. Let's see. Well, actually, it's a 12 initiative, so it has a +4 melee.
By the way, my armor class is 13, and hit points, it's 10 on my sheet.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it's gonna come at you. It's gonna try to hit you first, like knock you against the wall or something. So let me roll an attack roll. All right, rolled a 10. Its attack for the slam is +6. Okay, so it's 16, so that hits you. It's doing a d6. All right, so you take 6 points of damage as this large.
Whoa.
It's big. It almost looks like an ape man, like it's standing like a man, but it clearly has the face of an ape, and it's not wearing any clothes or anything. And it just slams you across the room. And it is your turn.
Okay. He's gonna bolt for the other door because I don't have any weapons, and I can't fight him. So he's gonna bolt for. Actually, you know what? He's gonna run back out the door. The room where he saw those daggers stuck on the drawing.
Yeah, there was daggers over there. Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah, and then he's gonna go back to that room.
Okay, so since you're breaking off combat, he's going to get a swing at you.
Okay.
Fortunately, he's going to try to bite you. 13 plus 2 is 15. That hits you. So he slams you, and then he tries to bite you with his massive teeth. And it does 5 points of damage.
Oh, no. He goes, ah! Oh boy!
Yeah, so you run. So you just charge out of this room into the other room with the daggers.
Yeah, I mean, I had I've taken 6 points of damage for the first one.
Yeah.
And the second time I had 4 points remaining, so he's dead.
Oh, you're dead. This is pretty much exactly what you thought was going to happen.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, the monkey.
Funny thing is that I wasn't even gonna attack.
Yeah, the monkey is actually okay. So this is kind of funny. Let's see, this is what happens. Wow, that you might have been the fastest one. Yeah, so the monkey eats you. That kind of sucks. But it's like the only thing in this entire place that automatically attacks. Everything else you could have talked to, except for the monkey.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, he's like an attack monkey. And it's funny because you got so close because you were looking for booze. It specifically says that if you have booze on you, it will try to take the booze from you instead of killing you. So but there was no booze in that room, so you couldn't. So yeah, you get slammed down. The monkey eats you. He made a lot of noise. So you wake up. Well, actually, make a luck check to see if you're alive when they roll the body. So go ahead and roll a d20. Try to roll under your luck.
All right.
Still alternative ending.
Oh man, that's 16. And
no, you're dead.
It was modified to be 9 this time, so definitely I failed.
All right, yeah. So the monkey basically got a good bite on you, and it basically tears your throat out before the men can come and pull it off of you. And at that time, they just go, well, and they let the monkey eat you, I guess. But actually, if they capture you, which is what they normally do, if anything else but the monkey happened, they would basically try to capture you and sell you to the butcher. So you don't get eaten alive by the butcher and made into meat. You just keep eating the monkey. So yeah. Anyways, nice. There you go. Deadly. Cool. Tim Schwartz, you guys want to kill your players? This is a good one. You were doing so good too.
I know. Cow. And the whole thing was supposed to be like, I was gonna try and find some booze and wait until try and follow the guy to the bedroom so that when he falls asleep, he was gonna stay in the shadow, just take the ring and get the heck out of there.
Yeah, you totally could have. I mean, you basically, if you hadn't gone in this room, you would have been fine. Like if you just gone around the other way, because everything in this thing you can talk to or try to trick except the monkey, because it basically attacks you unless you have booze specifically. So.
And the thing is that another alternative was that because I know that these guys were drinking late last night, that they're probably hungover. So if they're like the type to drink over and over again, I was gonna basically, make it available to them very nearby so that they would just reach out and grab it, pass out, just take the ring and get the hell out of there.
No, you definitely had the right idea. You just went in the room with the ape.
I should have looked for the kitchen.
And it's the only room that you didn't like listen to first, and you rushed into. Like every other thing, you were so patient. Because like if you had busted in on the other room that you listened to, two guys, those were just two thieves, and you could have talked to them. Like they were reasonable. There was a chance that you could have talked to them. The two guys with the ring, that was the leader. If you had just gone in there, you could have also tried to negotiate with the leader. There's a lot of things you could have done. Actually, he was weaker than the ape. The ape's the toughest thing in the entire thing.
Oh man,
it's like their guard. And it's the only thing that doesn't just do subdual damage. Like everybody else would have only knocked you out. The ape kills you. Oh, well. Well, thanks for playing the very shortest game ever.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I think maybe one is not enough. See, normally, like I said to you, people usually play two characters. Because then you probably have a chance. Because the other character would have still been alive, likely. Oh, well. All right, I'll see you soon. Let me kill the broadcast.
All right, sounds great. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.